Hey Fellow Terrarians, I got a new guide here for you today, Duke Fishron, the arch nemesis. Most players, as you can see here, still struggle with this boss to this day. Alright, whether you have 2k hours in Terraria or just started, you probably will face him and have some problem with it. Okay, so this guide is meant to give you the tools and tips and tricks needed to make this fight comfortable and easier. Okay, I'm not saying you won't need some experience, some practice, but at least after watching this you should be able to tackle this boss pretty much on any difficulty. Okay, so let's hop straight into the fight. So we'll talk about arena and gear a little bit later as we go, but the first thing you notice, the Duke Fishron in the first phase performs 5 dashes, then tries to target you with bubbles that actually will expire after a while, then 5 more dashes, and he pauses, and then he releases those dangerous, terrifying tornadoes, right? So 2 of them actually, and they will shoot sharkrons basically every time if you come close, right? So, and again, so 5 dashes, look at this pattern, 5 dashes, bubbles, 5 more dashes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause and tornadoes. Okay, so, and note that in the first phase tornadoes don't home. Okay, so this gives you immediately a chance to avoid them altogether. See, the moment he spawns them, they will land directly below the place where he spawned those tornadoes. So that means essentially that running away from that place, ideally making him spawn the tornadoes at the edges of your ocean, will give you the real estate, the room, and safety, right? So as you can see, those tornadoes, the sharkrons that he launches, they won't reach you, basically. That's the thing. See, and you can use a mount such as a unicorn or goat or anything else, or even tracks with the booster. You can also use those, but I wouldn't recommend that. You don't need that actually. Even the mount is not mandatory. You can just move around and stuff diagonally away from the edge to edge. So basically, see what I'm doing? I'm keeping him at the edge of the ocean until he releases the tornadoes. Okay, so once he does that, I rush away onto the other side of the ocean, to the other edge. And again, we perform the same dance, circling around until he releases the tornadoes, and I go back to the other side because by then the other tornado has expired, so we are safe. So this makes the first phase effortless, essentially. All you have to do is make sure keep distance, don't get hit by the bubbles, because those occasionally can be a big problem. They can actually stun lock you, and then the Duke will dash into you, and then you're done. Now note that he's transitioned to the phase 2. So the second phase, he's more dangerous, definitely, a lot more. Now he dashes 3 times, but the dashes are much more powerful. He also releases bubbles, barrage of bubbles that are actually more dangerous, but the most difficult part is the homing tornado. Okay, so see, look at this. The projectile follows you, and then the tornado is spawned right at the moment below the spot where it touched you. See, on the left side. Yes, so now you have to be very careful. So the idea here, and see, I have a row of platforms above the ocean here, right? So this helps me, it gives me the real estate essentially to summon. Sometimes you would be able to summon those tornadoes basically up there. Okay, so see, note here that I just got hit because I moved into the on my mount, and mount can play a trick against you. Okay, so phase 3. Phase 3, many players struggle, but to me phase 3 is the easiest, because what happens, there is a predefined pattern. So he dashes 1 time, then he dashes 2 times, and then he dashes 3 times. And for all of those dashes, you can do 2 things. You can either use your Shield of Cthulhu and dash into the dash, but this is difficult and needs to be timed well. Or the best thing to do is just jump. Jump slightly diagonally away from the line of attack. So that gives you the necessary advantage. Okay, so you can actually avoid getting hit all the time, pretty much 100% of the time. So the third phase is you just need to practice a little bit, and you can take him down quite easily. But let's go over it once more, because I do believe that we should be able to, even without using even using pre-mech gear, we should be able to take him down with no hits. Okay, so but this is another fight. So and again, let's go over the pattern. So 5 dashes, bubbles, 5 more dashes, then 2 tornadoes that are not homing, and we are away. We go to the other side and we continue with this. Okay, so now while we're doing this, this is now very easy. It should be, I hope by now you kind of get the idea how it works, right? So 5 dashes, tornadoes, you go to the other side, and you never worry about those tornadoes until the phase 2. Okay, so now the size of your arena. Ideally, you want to take the entire real estate of the ocean. Take the biggest ocean that you have, right? So figure out the one that's more convenient, and note that I'm using I've covered the ocean with the line of solid blocks here, right? But this is just for convenience, because I don't want to waste water walking potion. If you are okay with using the potion, then you don't even need any arena at all. Okay, so except I still recommend at the edge of your, and see here I'm actually using the mechanical card one time just to show you that it's also possible to transition from edge to edge like this, right? So yeah, the only thing for the arena, I would highly recommend having this row of platforms at the top of your flight. The wings fly, so you should be able to, it should be so high that you are able to reach it comfortably like this, right, while using harpy wings or frozen wings or fairy wings or fin wings. So basically best wings pre-mech that you can find. Okay, now see here, and another mistake, landing in water. So essentially this could have been avoided, but that's okay. I mean, for our, I think we're still taking him down here, no problem. In any case, so let's continue with the arena. So this second row of platforms, right, allows you essentially to split. You see, the tornado appeared on the top, right? So now if you go right below, those sharks will not target you anymore, right? So this is actually cool, because you can, and whenever they land at the bottom, you can go up to top. Basically you change the level to your advantage tactically. Okay, so now we are in the third phase, and the third phase again is a joke, because all you have to do is just move crisscross from the boss, like away from the boss, right? So see, whenever he's attacking from one side, I'm just moving diagonally and up, jumping. And here is where your mobility plays the key role. Okay, so again, it was very easy, right? So, but we didn't do a no hit here, right? So 2 times in a row we got hit. So let's continue talking about the arena, but this time I would like to achieve the no hit. Okay, so and we'll talk about the gear right after. Okay, so again, the arena. It should span the entire size of the real estate of the ocean. Now, the upper row of platforms is not mandatory. So for experienced expert level players, you probably don't need it. You can beat Duke Fishron even without any arenas, just standing on water, using water walking potion, and so on. You can still do it, right? But the beginners and even intermediate players, this level of arena, the platforms. The platform at the top gives a huge advantage. Okay, so that's basically extra real estate, extra level to be on and be away from those tornadoes. Okay, so now we started a new fight, started at half-life as per usual, and we are doing again minimal buffs, nothing defensive actually. So this is the idea. Oh, and another thing, we're not using healing potions even. Okay, so this is just to show you, and all the gear here is pre-mechanical bosses. Basically, you can obtain it all before facing any boss in Terraria hard mode. Okay, so we're comfortably doing phase 1. By now you know the pattern, 5-5, basically, and then move, switch to another side, to the other edge of the ocean, and so on. So again, for the arena, another consideration, the only danger would be mob spawning during the fight, right? So I would say put some peace candles. Also, you can use calming potion, definitely will help, and you can place sunflowers as well. And it wouldn't hurt to place NPCs nearby as well to completely negate, but just make sure they don't get killed in the process, right? So that's about it. You don't need too much worrying about the arena itself at this stage. It's stage 2 that can be critical here, or transitioning from 2 to 3 when there are, when the screen becomes dark and there are tornadoes spawning and sharks flying, and Duke is already attacking you with the dashes. Okay, so now there are ways to actually set a proper timing pattern for all of those tornado touchdowns, and expert players do that all the time. So this way it reduces the need of any additional arenas. But in our case, I mean, this should work. So all you do, again, you try to see tornado touchdown, and we're going diagonally above it, either directly above it to the next level or diagonally away from. Okay, so as high as you can reach. Now you see I'm luring this tornado down here, and now I'm going up and across. So now you see all those sharks will miss because we're going to the other side and we're timing it properly. So now we're going below the tornadoes, right? So in this way the sharks are missing. So in any case, we reaching safely the phase 3. And look at this again, very easy, just moving crisscross away, or in this case I'm dashing into the dash. Okay, so this helps a lot, twice in a row. See, this way you actually avoid getting hit and actually manage to deal even a little more damage to Duke. Okay, so and then jump around again, away and up, up and away, and that's it. This was, guys, a no-hit pre-mech gear master mode Duke kill. Okay, so no using potions and starting at half-life. Okay, so now it's time to actually go over the gear, and hopefully this will clarify things even more. As you notice here, I am using a mage set, right? So, and you would expect, wait, what's going on? Where is your golden shower? But as you notice here, I don't need it. You'll see soon enough. So we're using the titanium armor set, which is fine for this fight. It's decent. I mean, you could use adamantite or even forbidden. All three are fine. Okay, so they have pros and cons. Now wings, harpy wings, or fin wings, or fairy wings, or frozen wings, they're all about the same. So I think they're all the same, exactly the same, and the best option you have pre-mechanical bosses, of course. So this is what I would say #1 mandatory item. Okay, next, bundle of balloons is not mandatory. In fact, in these fights we never used more than one double jump, so all you need is one balloon actually, and maybe pair it with a bottle like Frozen, right? So get a white balloon, or if you have Sandstorm in the bottle, then make it yellow, whatever, right? So one balloon is good enough. Even green is even, yeah, green is second best. But anyway, one balloon is good. Now, Shield of Cthulhu, in my opinion, is a must for this fight, because not only it allows you add some mobility to dashes, it also allows you to dash into the dashes of Duke, and that allows you to avoid getting hit. So this essentially, if you time it correctly, you can just rely on that and beat Duke like that. And another item, Amphibian Boots. This is mandatory in my view, 100% mandatory, because it combines the functionality of running boots and the frog leg. Frog leg is a must. See, it increases your jump speed and also wing flight speed as well by 48%. So this is massive. So next three items are your utility / damage, right? So in this case I only have one damaging accessory, which is the emblem, right? So, and of course we're pre-mech, so everything else is just boost mana, right? So and why, I mean, I could in this case, and it's up to you, you could replace the ring and the mana flower, magnet flower. You can replace those with 2 necklaces, Stinger necklace and shark tooth necklace for 10 extra damage defense penetration, because Duke has 50 defense, right? But you will see that it's not really needed in this setup, and this setup it wouldn't even work that well. And I'll show you why, because of the weapon. Note that we're using a mythical spirit flame. Now with buffs, with offensive buffs, right? So we're almost at 200 base damage and 32% crit, which easily becomes 42% by using a rage potion, and additionally you can boost it even over 50% crit chance in this case by reforging some of the accessories, because I don't even have any reforges on about 3 or 4 of my accessories here. Yeah, so with this build, with having 50% crit chance and base damage of 200, 2 shark tooth necklaces, so shark tooth necklace plus stinger necklace, will only give us about 5% damage boost, which is not worth it, because you're using accessories that boost your mana regen and also reduce mana consumption, so that you can spam mana faster. You don't use mana sickness that often by using potions, mana potions. In any case, this is for the mage, and I highly recommend using Spirit Flame here, because it's a hard-hitting weapon and it has homing capability, and it can even home on Duke in the 3rd phase. So if you're using if you're a ranger, then look into weapons like Uzi. Mega Shark is only available after defeating one of the mech bosses, but essentially the idea would be maybe using Uzi with crystal bullets or something like that. You can use a repeater, you can use Deadless Stormbow, so those are decent weapons. If you're using a summoner, if you're a summoner, then obviously whips, right? So you can use obsidian armor with pair it with, let's say, sanguine bats and also a good whip. And a good whip at this point would be firecracker, or I would also suggest maybe using, if you don't have firecracker, you could use a cool whip. And you can alternate, you can actually combine the snap-torn and cool whip as well. Okay, so this is for the, and mainly you would use Amarok or something like this as a yo-yo, or Captain United shield. So this is it, guys. Overall, we've covered all the most important topics. Hopefully you find this video informative. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.